My name is Gesunia Legaspy, owner of Gal Fashion and Maximus in El Paso, Texas. Gal Fashion wasn't just Gal Fashion. It was first, when I was 18 years old, I started working as an intern in a fashion boutique here in El Paso, Texas, formerly known as Tres Mariposas. They didn't want to hire me because I had no education, no degree, no sales experience, and I never had a job in my entire life. However, I was very persistent about working there because it was the only store in El Paso that sold high-end luxury retail apparel. So when I went there, they told me no, and I said, well, I'll work for free. So I worked for free there for 3 months until I proved my value, until they saw potential in me, and then eventually I was hired. I worked there for 7 years. I learned the business like the back of my hand. At the age of 25, I decided it was time for me to do my own thing, so I opened Gal Fashion. So I think it's very important for young people to learn how to do internships for free, to prove themselves, to sacrifice versus expecting, top pay at the beginning, because you have to learn the industry first. You have to work for it, you have to earn it. And business owners really appreciate that, because if you're willing to start from the bottom to go up, then you will have a place in that company for the future. But at the end of my career, I was the highest paid employee at the age of 25 because of my sacrifice. So I think it's important for young people to always try to do internships and never expect to be paid top dollar if they haven't earned it yet. COVID? Just kidding. I mean, I've had lots of challenges. There's tons of challenges, but for sure COVID was the worst because, you run your business a certain way. You buy in advance, a year in advance. So last year I went to Italy. I had done all of my purchases for the year for the store, not knowing what was going to happen, right? So a pandemic happens, and of course people don't want to buy $800 gowns and $500 shoes. Like, we're in the middle of a crisis. So for me, that was a huge impact to my business. So because of my age, when in the store that I started, I was 18, and everybody who had been there, they were old timers. They were there for 20 years, 30 years. They already had their clientele, they've paid their dues. They were like the elite salespeople. And because I was 18, everybody really looked at me with no respect, like, little girl, she doesn't know anything. She's never worked before. But I really had to, fake it till you make it. I had to act mature. I had to dress mature. I had to be taken seriously. I had to really play up to the expectations of that company so they can take me seriously. The store opened at 10, I would get there at 8, and I wouldn't clock in, knowing I wasn't gonna get paid, just to prove how serious I was for the opportunity, how hungry I was. Opening up another business in a pandemic. So I opened Maximus in December. You would think that I was gonna crash and burn this one, but because I overcame so fast and I was able to save this company in a month and profit, I just used all of the benefits that the government and all the help that they gave us, like SBA loans, PPP, all of that. I used all that money to open up another business. And people thought I was crazy, but I just saw so many stores and businesses closing that I said, well, now's my opportunity. I mean, now is the time to expand and open because there's no other competition. I think that's been my biggest win. I think it was very radical, it was very extreme, but it worked. So I think that I'm a local business, so I understand what it feels like for the hardships and the downtimes. So I personally believe in only supporting other local businesses. So I eat at local restaurants, I buy from local grocery stores. I try to really support my people in return so they can support me. And we really need to unite because El Paso has all the potential to be the next Dallas or San Antonio, but we're not growing because we don't support each other. So it's very important for me to collaborate with my fellow entrepreneurs, and we learn from each other. To me, It's not about having multiple stores, it's having the best store. So I would like to be like the next Saks Fifth Avenue of El Paso. I would like to carry bigger brands, more things. I don't need to have 100 stores. I just want to have one amazing store. I just want to continue the legacy of what's going on because it's great. People love shopping here. People come and hang out here. We do great events. We dress celebrities. It's a different niche. So yeah, I just want to keep going.
Say what?